Hello, hello, hello. It's Max here for the first qualifying leg, two. So it's the second leg. And I got to say, I am so excited for today. We have the takeaway derby. We also have some other great matchups. Seoul 7 versus Inter London. Seoul 7 has impressed, or I guess the whole Seoul team has impressed so far this season. Inter London has been off to a rough start, but as we know, just going to read the scores from the first leg. Krungtep is up 4-1. Athenai is down 1 to Paris. Cairo is tied with North Shore United 1-1. And Inter London is tied 2-2 with Seoul. So we have some amazing matchups today. Any of these games, bar maybe, Krungtep versus Magyar, could go to penalties. But hey, you never know. 3 goals is not a crazy deficit to come back from. And of course, it's the takeaway derby. I think it's still as important, even though it's the minor league teams. And we have quite the formation here from Krungtep. It kind of works like a 2-4-2, but you have a winger that's so far up. And then here you have a 2-4-2-2. An interesting formation nonetheless. But I'm still, it's going to be such a fun game today. And right off, we have Patterson starting off to Caetano, then to Green, out wide. Then he passes it to Elliott. Elliott's running on the wing, puts in a cross, but no, it's given back to Von Bismarck. Oh my God, that was almost an own goal in the first 20 seconds. But as I was saying, I'm so excited for this matchup. It's going to be so fun. Magyars had quite a rough start, but 3 goals in 90 minutes isn't terrible. But here's Elliott Patterson, and it's 1-0 already. It's the first 6 minutes. Don Patterson puts it away. He's been wonderful this season, and Magyar's job has gotten way more difficult. It's now a 4-goal deficit. You really have to ask questions, what's been going on in the locker room? Is this just a level of technicality, or is this down to the tactics? Because they have some good players. Henrik Lind is a good prospect, as well as Von Bismarck. He's had his moments so far this season. I did see that North put out a job application for new goalies. I said serious inquiries are over. How serious are those inquiries? I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see which free agents might show up. Still, nonetheless, I rate Von Bismarck, even though he hasn't been amazing this season. So I really have to ask what is going on in Magyar's locker room. But there's Von Bismarck picking up the ball, stamping out the cross. So far, early days, but Krungtep. Oh, but here's Van Gerritsen. It's an across, headed away, out to Scott. Van Gerritsen. Across. Oh my God, what a save by Gunnarsson. What a save. I mean, a 4-goal deficit, but 1 goal is going to help Magyar tremendously. It might put some belief in them, but this corner comes to nothing. Comes actually to another corner. It's mistaken. Here's Van Gerritsen again. It's in the cross, but it's out to Scott. Back to Van Gerritsen. Gerritsen's going to put it. Beneficent kind of parries it out to Budo. Budo is another that I rate on this Magyar team. He was great for Atletico Medellin. He did have some mistakes, but I imagine that during the offseason, he ironed out a lot of those inconsistencies, and I still rate him highly. But here's Elliott to Elliott. Elliott, it's saved by Von Bismarck. Patterson gets the... No, he does not. It's taken off by Stamp, and then Stamp, and then that's the action over. It's going to be a very tough game for Magyar. But Krungtep, I mean, dominant across the 2 legs so far. Mamba was great, I think, in match day 4, which I was very fond of. But oh my God, there was Elliott. And Gerritsen out for the throw to Albanison. No, I can't rate him highly enough. Lynn. DeSoto to Stamp. To Albison. It's off the front post. No, that was blocked. My eyesight needs to get checked. That's all I know. But here's Van Gerritsen for the corner. It's headed away out to Scott. Scott's finding the ball a lot, towards that edge. But here, is he going to put him across? It's out for another corner. Oh, here's another player, just since I'm praising Magyar so much. Jimothius. I got to give praise to the Homelander of the league. Don't want to have too many problems with him. I've seen how he treats some reporters, and the commentary team is just another form of reporting. But here's Jimothius out to Budo, and he puts it wide over. That was a close chance. Pep, filled with stars. Tonto Tunt for one. Andre Caetano going 7th in the draft. I know that was teased quite a lot by a lot of reporters and BOD. But oh my God, a free kick that then hits the crossbar, and it was out to Tonto Tunt. Patterson, tremendous this season, an absolute tremendous player. Here's Elliott. Caetano's quite free. Is he going to get the pass? No. It goes in for the cross. Green, but here's Caetano. Oh, that's quite a stop by Von Bismarck. And here's another corner now by Mamba. Another fantastic player. Mamba, no. Caetano gets the ball again. Out to Mamba. Does he have success? He does not. Theo. Caetano. Green. With the ball now. Is he going to have the shot? Is he going to have a shot? He does, but it's blocked by Stamp. Into 2 minutes of added time for the first half. Elliott. Theo heads it over. I think that might be the last action of the first half, but it's been tame stuff, I'd say. The XG really shows the game so far. Krongtep is deservedly 1 goal ahead, I'd say. But Magyar, they haven't put in an absolutely off performance like they have for some other games. So I think there's some good stuff that they can take out from this. It seems like the center attacking mid for Magyar and the right striker seem to be overlapping quite a lot. You really got to wonder why. But I wouldn't even call Krongtep's formation to be a 4-4-2 like I had earlier. Misdiagnosed, I'd like to say. It works more like a 4-3-2, which not the right number of players, is it? Yeah, it's not the right. Okay, forget I'm saying anything. Not a math major. I've taken quite a lot of math classes, but it seems like probabilities does not set me up for some simple addition. Nonetheless, we're off with the second half. Out to DeSoto. DeSoto taking his time. Out to Stamp. Elliott pressing hard. Let's say it works more like a 3-3-4. That's what I'm seeing so far from the heat map. But here's Lind. It is kind of tackled away by Elliott, but now Dom here on the counter has Knight to his right. Oh, but it's caught out by Stamp. And now Stamp has the chance to pass it to Jimothius. Stamp puts it across. It's headed away. Out to Mambo. This is end-to-end stuff. Out to Elliott. Elliott is going to run along the byline. What? His size is impressive. And then Budo cuts it out. Now it's away to the other Elliott. Ani. And then Dom Patterson kind of hits it a little bit wide, but it looked pretty close at first glance. And here's Johnny. Out to Thiel. Onto Tunt. Sorry. Knight. To Elliott. To Don Patterson. Oh, but Von Bismarck cuts it out. I'm a little bit confused. Maybe Don Patterson knew he was offsides. He looked offsides at least. That's why maybe he didn't take the shot, but it really looked like Don Patterson could have put that away. Really put the tie to bed, saying like it's not already a 5-1 lead on aggregate. But Knight out to Green. But Scott picks it up in the back. Scott, is he? And it's 1-1. Rapid Magyar has a goal back. I'd like to say it might be the start of a comeback. They have time. Is it enough time to score 3 goals? I mean, we've seen scorelines where you have a 6-0 and it all happens one half. I'd like to remind everyone of Montreal's first match day. It was 0-0 up until half, and then they somehow put 6 past Cairo, I believe it was. Here's Johnny. Johnny Elliott for the cross. And headed away. To Thiel with a bicycle kick, but Von Bismarck picks it up. It was a soft bicycle kick, but a bicycle kick nonetheless. A little bit exciting for a second. Johnny Elliott again for the corner. Then it's headed in by Thiel. That has to be the game. It might not be the game. Rapid Magyar might get a goal back, or maybe even two. Maybe if they're lucky, three. It has to be the tie. Is what I want to say. It's hard to come back from 4 goals down with 30 minutes left, plus maybe a couple minutes at a time. But so far it's been pretty clean. Only 1 yellow card, 2 yellow cards. But Van Gerritsen gets the ball. Albinson, Jimothius, but it's saved by Gunlefison. Stamp. Scott plays it all the way back to Von Bismarck. Von Bismarck should really take it out by himself. I think he's been a highlight this match. He's not been poor. Von Bismarck out to DeSoto. The Stamp. Jimothius. Oh, Albinson. But it's saved by Gunlefison. It's a great save right there. But you gotta act, I think. Some people might wonder why the scoreline is this bad. You have to think about how many chances Rapid Magyars had to inch back the deficit. And honestly, the XG kind of shows that this has been a pretty parallel match. The two teams have been quite close, and you have to again wonder, why is Rapid Magyar so behind? Is it a striker's problem? Is it a defensive problem? It's hard to say. It could be a tactics problem at the end of the day. But I know that Rapid Magyar have not had the season that they've wanted so far, and it looks like this takeaway derby is going to go again in the way of Krung Tep. Here's Budo, Stinson, Gerritsen, Scott makes it 2-2. It's cause to believe. I don't know, but I really like the scoreline, 2-2 so far. It's not been boring so far. That's all I gotta say. I think that the end of the first half may have been a little bit slow, but the second half has started quite right so far. We've had 3 goals. Here's Don Patterson. Then you got to Tana. Patterson again. Green. Tonight plays in quite the cross, but it's headed away by Van Gerritsen. Don Patterson. Here's Elliott. To Johnny. He misses it wide right. Von Bismarck could not get a hand to it. I think that if it was on target, it would have beaten him, and that was 110% the tie. But nonetheless, we have 15 more minutes left. I mean, you're looking at these heat maps, and you're still seeing the same thing. It seems like the cam for Rapid Magyar and the right striker are quite overlapping. You have to wonder why the players aren't positioning themselves a little bit better. Maybe the camp should have been playing a little bit deeper, try to add some support in the midfield. But here's Roger. And Von Bismarck makes quite the save. A little bit weird because, maybe he should have parried it away to the other side, but nonetheless, it was a great save. Lynn headers it away from the corner, and then it goes wide to Thiel. Von Bismarck's going to play it out from the back. Not going to find... Oh, no, but it does find Henrik Lind. Budo. Plays it to Van Gerritsen. Van Gerritsen has been everywhere. I got to see my player of the match for Rapid Magyar. I would not see my player of the match for the overall match. For Magyar for sure. There's Knight to Tonto Tut. Stamp. Caetano. Elliott. Quite the player to look at. Patterson, but Von Bismarck saves it. I'd say it's very close for Rapid Magyar's man of the match. It's either Von Bismarck or Van Gerritsen. Henrik Lind. Caetano picks it up outside the box to Johnny. Caetano with a shot, but Von Bismarck parries it away again. It's going to be another corner. These saves are really making me question why I've oh, but Von Bismarck again. It was quite the header, but Von Bismarck picks it up. I'd say that Van Garrison might get the player of the match. I want to say it's player of the match all around. I think that Krung Tep's been dominant, but there hasn't been one player that I've really looked at and been like, wow, he's really dominated the whole game. But Van Garrison's been literally everywhere. Von Bismarck, has been a rock. I know that he's letting 2 goals, but it's the question of the defense on some of them. Like here's Von Bismarck. 3 minutes more of that at time. Get it out. Oh no, but Albinson to Justinison. Scott is now picking it up. Is he gonna have a goal? Oh, but it's wide right. Again, I think that this is their second chance in the match where I really have to ask, why aren't they putting it away? If they put away those two pretty big chances, it could be 4-2. I mean, this is also with the fact that Krung Tep have had a barrage of their own chances. But here's Don Patterson, Von Bismarck again with another strange save. But here's Johnny with the corner. Is it in? But it's headed away by DeSoto, I think that was. And here's another corner by Johnny. It's game over. I'd say that Rapid Magyars made the scoreline a little bit prettier. 6-3 is quite a lot of goals to concede, but at least you have 3 of your own. I'd say that this has been, it's their first draw of the whole season. If things stand, I think they're going to stand. It's at the Mamba. Johnny is going to have the ball. He's going to play in a cross. Oh, I jinxed it. Roger. Scores a third, and Krung Tep are going to take this match. That's my bad. Any fans of Rapid Magyar are watching, I have to really apologize. I was Commentator's curse at its finest. I was like, it's gonna be the first draw of the season, but no, nonetheless, Krung Tep are gonna take it 3-2. Next time, I'm not going to be speaking when there's less than a minute left and a team has a chance to get their first point of the season. Or it wouldn't have been a point, but at least it would have been a symbolic tie. But nonetheless, Krung Tep take it 3-2, winning 7-3 on aggregate. 7-3 is quite a lot of goals, just in total, but also 7 goals Magyar has conceded. But take nothing away from Von Bismarck. He's been a rock at the back. Van Garrison I think has also been tremendous. Jared Scott, I didn't really mention him, but he got 2 goals this game, both of Magyars. He was also pretty tremendous and a clinical finisher. He did have one other chance that he maybe could have done a little bit better, but there was really no stopping this Krung Tep team this game. The takeaway derby has for sure definitively gone to Krung Tep. I think early in the season, Magyar still has their home match later this season in the normal minor leagues. But here we have Athens Paris, where on it in the first leg it was 1-0 Paris. Very, very small lead. Very, very small. But Paris has been a machine. They've been tremendous this season, only having 1 loss. While not undefeated, they've still been quite a machine to watch. And you have players like Dybala, Ashido Aoi. Who else is in there? Oh, Belmont. How can I forget Belmont? Sour wine, or sober wine, wins, not to head, but I'd say that those 3 have been my favorite this season. Dybala, Belmont, and Aoi. Sour wine, I think, is maybe, if you have the S tier, is maybe in the A tier, but AS Paris has nonetheless been a machine. Belmont, I'd say you might even have to do an S+ tier. He has the majority of their goals and has been there every single game. Even in the one game that they lost, he was for sure their best performer. But here is Athens. Ruben's going to play. Oh, but what a goal by Bengt Ruben. Lefty Christian, what is the defense doing? Ruben is just dancing in the box. He finds his way right in front of Kerrigan and just smashes it home. past the keeper. He picks it up right by the corner flag. Just starts dancing. Puts it. Oh my God! On the near post of Kerrigan. It's just absolutely smack. It's like a minuscule angle that you have right there. And all he did was just put his whole leg behind that and make it 1-0. And we have a tie game on aggregate. I have to say, my favorite thing of football is penalties. I don't like living them, but I for sure do like watching them. And as a neutral so far, I'd have to say, I hope the scoreline stays the same, or maybe we have another 2, but I'm hoping for penalties. But here's Dybala, who I've touted so highly, out to Belmont. Belmont taking down in the corner, but Havanich is unable to put it away. Satoshi quite out of their net, so that was quite the chance. Harris are for sure not going to want to go to penalties. This is just my favorite thing of football. Really doubt that any fan is like, I'm going to go into the second leg and I'm going to pray for penalties. You have some that do that, but at the same time, it's such a lottery. I'd rather have my team somehow scrape a win and then, have to go to penalties to then scrape another win, because it just gives you a heart attack every single time. But here's Sour One. Wins. Is that blocked? No, that was not blocked by Belmont. That was blocked by Laura Quavius. I think I mentioned this last game, but let's see if the curse of Athenine's locker room is still in full effect. Of course, this is all coming from Triceratops. So, how are you gonna trust a dinosaur? I don't know, man. Panda was great last time that I watched at Atheni. But here's a shot, and it's banked Ruben again. 2-0 Atheni. Paris have had no answer so far. Of course, it's only a 1-0 lead on aggregate, and that's the only thing that matters. And Tori picking it up towards the midfield. Panda playing quite the ball to Ruben. And then Ruben just absolutely smacked Kerrigan, kind of falling a little bit too early. It looked like he was covering his face a little bit too. I mean, Ruben smashed two shots by Kerrigan so far. So far, my man of the match. But Panda, he's been so solid this whole season. I've loved watching him play, and again, just showing the absolute flair that he has to put these kinds of balls past Paris's back line, and like here's Belmont, and in for Ruben Bank. But here's Habanic, and after missing kind of a pretty important chance earlier, Paris have now tied in the aggregate, but it's 2-1. Bala, another player that I've touted so far, to Belmont. Dybala, it's deflected and it finds its way to Habanic, and he runs away in celebration. But we have a game so far. Wins on the free kick. Gives it to Soren. Oi. Sour Wine. And smashes it past Satoshi. 3-2 on aggregate, but 2-2 today. And what a game we have. 4 goals in the first 40 minutes. Sour Wine just absolutely smashes it past Satoshi. I have to say, I think I've pronounced that guy's name 3 different ways. My American brain is what I'm going to say. But oi, we won a game. And then it's blocked by Laura Quavius. Laura Quavius has had some pretty important blocks so far. And it picks it up. This is a counter for Atheni. It's out to banked Ruben. He's already gotten 2 goals in the match. Lorenzo, Santori. Back to Lorenzo. It was deflected off of, I think it was Slabhead. Criminal. Here's Slabhead. And that's the action over. Kerrigan. Get out of the bag. Criminal finds it. Lorenzo. Santori, but Wentz picks it up. It's back to Panda. Santori running along. Panda. Banked Ruben. Morgenstern. Dishlaw. Santori again. Lorenzo. Oh, but it's picked up by Belmont and then passes the ball up. The ball kind of taken off the ball, and it's out to Wins. Now Lizard has the ball out on the wing. The ball taking his time. Back to Lizard. To Wins. Is Wins going to have a shot? Have a shot. And it's Satoshi with an easy save. I think that lost quite a lot of power on it. Probably scuffed it a little bit. We have half. Athena, I mean, if you look at the XG, you got to be wondering, how have they gotten 2 goals from this game? But nonetheless, they're going to be pretty happy so far. AS Paris, I mean, they've been, I'd say, had the better chances. Had quite, I think they really should have maybe 3 goals this game, but nonetheless, it's been fun to watch so far. AS is kind of a more traditional 4-5-1. Not all that traditional, but nonetheless, you see a lot of play out to the wings, which I like. I like to see wingers have their day, and Dybala has been quite well on that wing. And Belmont also, I mean, he although his deflected shot found its way to Habanic, nonetheless, he's been great so far. Here's Slabhead, who wins. Out to Lizard. Lizard, is he gonna have the shot? Yes, he does. But Satoshi gets his palms to that and parries it away. The ball in the corner. Plays it in. Cut it away. Throw line. Slabhead. Had the ball. The ball is so free. It's an important stop. On the corner. Head. Dybala. It's absolutely booted away by the little Quavies. Now Santori might have a chance for a counter. He plays it past Slabhead. But no, Slabhead recovers very well. Corrigan, now Bengt Ruben is so open. Bengt Ruben, is he going to have a shot? No, but it's out to Corrigan. Corrigan, is he going to have a shot? No, no one wants to take a shot. Lorenzo. Corrigan. Leaves it to Criminal. Santori. Being absolutely pestered by Slabhead. Now Lorenzo. No one wants to have a shot. No one wants to put it. And that was the action over it. Here's Criminal now for a throw-in. Santori. Criminal. Again. Santori is going to find himself in the box. But then it's kind of ricocheted away and out for a corner. I mean, someone has to put in a shot at one point. Seeing 30 different passes just lead to nothing is sometimes a little bit frustrating from a commentator standpoint, and even from a fan standpoint. You want to see some shots, even if there's a 0.02% chance that they can find its way into the back of the net. You never know, a deflection. The goalkeeper just maybe has a flashlight pointed right in his eyes, or the sun hits his eyes at the wrong spot. And but here's the Bala. Satoshi making another important stop. Satoshi's kept Athena in this. Lower Quavius and Satoshi have been their 2 best defenders so far. Corrigan gives it away. Perfect goal. But Athena, a 4-2-3-2. An interesting formation. I mean, maybe it's a 4-1-4-1. It's maybe a little bit of a better diagnosis, but that makes no sense. Oh, no, that does make sense. But here's Panda, and then it's parried away by Kerrigan. Oh wait, finally clears it. Oh, sorry, Ivanic. Ivanic. Okay, that's how you pronounce it. Ivanic. What's in the corner, but it's headed away. Oh no, sorry. It was kind of headed away. It was just way over. I think that a Paris attacker got to that. I wasn't sure who. Kerrigan. Slabhead. Kerrigan. Lorenzo. Bill. Morgenstern. Ruben. Prowling. Morgenstern's going to take it. Oh, and it finds its way right to Ollie. But no, he just tries to clear, but it finds its way back to Morgenstern. Now Corrigan. Corrigan, is he going to try to fight and pass? He tries to, but it just goes back to Paris. Torwine. Boy. Oh, he's going to really take it. Belmont. But Satoshi again with another save. He's keeping them right back in it. It's still 3-2 on aggregate. You have Paris, sorry, Athena get a cheeky little goal, and we're right into extra time. But here's Panda. Panda, is this the goal that we're looking for? No, but he takes too long. He had Corrigan, I think, making quite the run, but here's Santori. But it finds its way to Lizard. Slab hit on the ball. Wins. Back to Lizard. Santori is marking quite well, and he does not really pick it up. Now it's Dybala. Dybala on the wing. Is he going to put it across? No, he does, but Winst does. It's just wide. Harris really can't put it away. If you look at this XG shot chart, it's quite damning for Athena. Wins to Lizard. Lizard with his hands in the air being like, pass me the ball. Sorwine. It's deflected, Santori, but it finds its way to Slabhead. Dybala. Is he going to have a shot? No, but he passes to Habjanic. But now it's banked Ruben. Oh, but it's out for a throw. Minutes left. Do we have one more goal in this? For me, I'm hoping so. I'd love to see some extra time and some penalties. But, nonetheless, you have 1 minute of added time. Here's Criminal. Athena on the ball for throwing Santori. Or Quavius. Lorenzo. Enzo. Anda. Quavius. Oh. Lorenzo. Corrigan. And Ruben. It's 3-3 on aggregate! Oh my word! Oh my word! What have we just seen? It's 3-3 on aggregate. We're going into extra time. Oh my word. Panda. He's been clinical this season. I mean, it's not going to be anyone but him. And now we're into extra time. Oh my word. I'm shocked. Shocked. You have to be questioning. What was Paris' defense doing there? What has Paris been doing all game besides that first half? You look at this XG shot and you're wondering, how is this not like at least 5-3 at this point? Let's say that this, goal did end up happening. But nonetheless, we're into extra time. Oh my word. Oh my word. I have really no other words to express how crazy that was. This is why you love SSL. This is why you love, just watching these games. I gotta ask, Kerrigan has not had his best match today, but here's Sorwine. Dybala. Lizard is finding this. Oh my god. It's blocked by Lord Clavius and finds himself in the corner. Harris, again, another chance. They gotta put these away. You're just asking yourself, why are they not putting these away? But nonetheless, it's been headed out by Bank Ruben. Dybala picks it up. I have a shot, Dybala. I just want to see the ball shoot an absolute rocket from basically 30 yards out. But here's Lizard. Paris are not giving up. Dybala. Sorwine. Just shot wide. Satoshi would have never gotten to that. Satoshi has to be my man of the match. I know that, you've had Panda and Bank Ruben score 3 goals for Athena, but you're not having this game without Satoshi. There's no way that Athena is in this without Satoshi. But here's still. What a mistake. Satoshi again. I'm telling you. What is going on, Satoshi? Statue up in front of the stadium. I do not care. Sorwine with the shot, but it's been blocked by Criminal. That is to say deflected. The ball again on another corner. Players have to be so frustrated. Bala. Habjanic. It's again blocked. If I'm a Paris fan, I'm probably crying at this point, or at least tearing out my hair. So many questions to ask from this team. And I'd say it would be unfair to say that this team did not deserve. Oh my god, but off the post. Like, here's Bank Ruben going to try to take out the ball, but it finds its way to Morgenstern. As I was saying, a Paris fan has to be asking so many questions of their team. And that's the end of the first half of extra time. 15 minutes away from penalties. And I think I've said this already. I love penalty shootouts. Love them so much. I've been on the wrong end of them so many times in FM. And, I'm excited to see this in the SSL. But, that's once again, Paris, what's going on? What's going on? You have a fight. They're okay. They're more aptly playing a 5-4-1 at this point. It seems like they were really trying to hold themselves defensively so that they can ensure the 3-2-1 on aggregate. But unfortunately, Panda was just found his way behind. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Still, and no, not Still. Sorry, Midfootcase. It could have been, but Kerrigan again. He should have come out for that cross, but nonetheless, we have 3 minutes left. 1 minute, 1 minute at a time. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm hyped. I'm so hyped. It's a penalty shootout. I'm excited. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Wherever you are, whenever you're watching, I'm hoping that you guys are excited for this because I can't see this not being incredibly fun. I'm wondering what's going on in the huddles. Harris, are they going to be able to kind of scrape by a win? Because you gotta say that Athena has been kind of playing for this penalty shootout, especially if they tied it in regular time. But here's Kaniki with the first penalty. Kerrigan has not had the best game, but Kaniki lots it. What a penalty, sending the keeper the wrong way. But here comes Belmont. I think he is Paris's top scorer this season, but Belmont is going to take the penalty. She saves it. Put a statue in front of the stadium. Put a statue in front of the stadium. I don't care. Here's Corrigan with the penalty. Corrigan against Kerrigan. Kerrigan just does not do enough to save that penalty. He went the right way, but still. Toshi off of an incredible block against Belmont. Oh, slots it. Sends Satoshi the wrong way. No, let's wait until we build a statue in front of the stadium. But here's Morgenstern. Morgenstern absolutely slots it. Kerrigan has not really gotten anything right so far. Here's the Bala. The Bala with the penalty. Sends Satoshi the wrong way. And Paris are still down a goal, but here's Still. It's a score. He doesn't really need to, you'd like to see him score. Still places it past Kerrigan. Kerrigan again gets in the right way, but just can't get a hand to it. Toshi has the chance again. He has a chance again to send Athenai through. You don't want anyone but Satoshi to send them through, but here's Habjanic. This is a right past Satoshi. We have a game. It's 4-3. I mean, we've had a game. We have a penalty shootout, that's for sure. And here's Athenai's fifth penalty taker, Laura Quavius. I don't know what's going through his mind right now. I'm nervous. I can only doubt that he's not nervous. Laura Quavius with the penalty. Saves it! Ergin! He's been poor all game, but he comes up when it matters. Here's Satoshi. Satoshi's probably like, I've done so much for this team already. You just kind of put in the fifth penalty. It's not that crazy, but here's Slabhead. Slabhead. He's going to take a penalty. It's over! It's over! My word. What a game we've just had. Statue now. I don't care. Statue right now. If I don't see a statue in front of this stadium in the next 5 days, I don't care. I'm done watching Athena. What a game. I can't praise Satoshi enough. What a game. I think I've been shouting like a little girl this whole time. Not like there's anything wrong with that, but still, nonetheless. As a commentator, I don't know what to say. Satoshi has been tremendous. An absolute wall. He sees Belmont's penalty. He sees Slabhead's penalty. The team, he put them on their back. Sorry. He put the team on his back is the better way to say that. What a game we've just watched. And we still have another 2 games to go. I don't know if my voice is going to hold out. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if my voice is going to hold out. Oh my God. Panda saves the team from, losing. In the last possible second, basically, right before the end of regulation, they go into extra time. Absolutely nothing happens. maybe 1 or 2 shots from AS Paris. And then Satoshi, who's been an absolute rock the whole game. He's the only reason why that didn't end like 10-0. It's tremendous. And I'm going to have to give props to Kerrigan. I mean, he was poor the whole game, but at least when it mattered for his team, he was able to save a penalty, at least. But Slabhead and Belmont, I can't tell you how surprised I was that he missed that penalty. Slabhead, it's a very tough penalty to take. Very few are able to have to go up for that last penalty to keep their team in the penalty shootout and actually put it away. But we have a dynamic duo here, Ron Flex and Ultimus. I need a moment. That was crazy. That was crazy. But here's Mobek. I'm hoping this game's a little bit more chill. Hoping. Also for the sake of my roommates. But nonetheless, Chris Warwick on the ball. This is another tie that is very close, tied 1-1 after the first leg. Lopta. Ramos now. Ramos makes it 1-0. Cairo City off to a quick start. Under 40 seconds. Oh my God. Do we have another game here? Am I going to be shouting goals the whole time? I'd say I hope not, but I hope so, actually. I hope so. My voice is going to be gone. I'm not going to be able to speak for the rest of the day. But so far, we've had quite a quick start to the match. But here's North Shore United. A team that's kind of picked up a little bit of steam as we've gotten past the first 2 match days. Pretty emphatic win, I think, match day 3. If I'm remembering correctly. Here's Gerard. Didiero plays. What a ball to Andrews. Andrews wasn't even a save, just a pretty poor shot at that angle. Oh, I can't not remember that last game. Rashford the third here. Gonna play in the corner. On Gerard, heads it over. I think that it's a very good transition from watching that game to seeing Ron Flex and Ultimus just stomp around the field. Fee 5-4 fum. Just absolute giants. Haas on the ball. Canders. Canders has also been a very good goalkeeper, but as I say that, no. Goes to Naj, but Naj heads it away. I think he wants to get it out of the danger zone, but here's O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan, Narvaez Jr. plays it back to Canders. Canders boots it long. He finds his way to Gibraltar. Oh. Back to Mobek. Very highly rated goalkeeper coming out of the last academy draft. Warwick. Derbatov. Andrews now on the ball. Gonna find the pass to O'Sullivan. Yes, he does. But Canders makes quite the diving save to stop that, and it's out for a corner. O'Sullivan. To the crossbar. Ultimus gets it away. Alonso for sure clears it, but it's back to Rashford. Gibraltar to ball. Gibraltar. Gerard. To the air. Gonna find the pass to Derbatov. Derbatov. Canders again with the save. The Air's played some wonderful ball so far. Sullivan. Ultimus is there. And it's offsides. I'm still reeling. Oh my God. It's hard to commentate these games back to back, especially after so many emotions from that last game. But here's Ramos. I'm going to try to keep focused on this game because I don't want to keep on talking about that other game. Obeg. Gerard. To the air. Obeg. Gibraltar. Rock. Gibraltar. Obeg. On Gerard. Metidiero. Playing patient football. You have to, I wouldn't say wonder why, but it's good to see that the team remains calm, even though the Andrews loses the ball. But he picks it right back up. What a poor pass from Haas. Derbatov is there. Playing it past Ultimus, but Ultimus gets a foot to it, and Canders falls right to him, slowly and easily. But here's Metidiero again. Sullivan. But it's taken off O'Sullivan. It's out to Ramos. Lobda just has to beat Gerard and Mobeck, but can't beat either. I've really liked how Montiel has played this game. I don't think he's had the best start to the season, but nonetheless, I think that he's been able to break those lines in the midfield, try to get some forward passes, which I'd say that he's just been everywhere so far, especially in the lower half of the pitch. Here's Rashford on the corner. Saved by Canders. I don't know if that was deflected in or what happened there, but nonetheless, Canders has been great so far. Another goalkeeper that has just been absolutely outstanding. There's Lopta. Gets the ball up for Ronflex. Kinizevic. To Diero. Out to Rashford. Derbatov. Derbatov only has to beat Canders, and yes, he does. It's 1-1. We're tied again. Oh, but it's offsides. Tried it too soon. I tried it too soon. I think that's always the message. But here's Chris Warwick. Gonna find a cross maybe. No, but Sturm picks it up. But Chris Warwick trying to fight back. Unfortunately, is unable to. Sturm plays it out. John Gerard picks it up. Chris Warwick again. Is he gonna find a cross? No, Naj is there this time. And Naj just absolutely boots it out. What? Who does it fall to? None less than John Gerard. But here's Narvaez. Here's Chris Warwick, who just absolutely picks it up. Chris Warwick is going to find the cross. O'Sullivan! But it's Canders that tips it over the bar. Canders, again. I've just been praising goalkeepers, I think, this whole match day. They've all been wonderful. They've been wonderful. Canders the second. I mean, I don't think he deserves a statue just yet, like Satoshi did. But nonetheless, he's been outstanding, keeping Cairo in the match for sure. I think that Cairo, besides the early goal, really haven't had many chances, and you can see it there with that XG chart. Cairo playing a 4-2-3-1, and North Shore United playing a 3-3. Not kind of. It's 110% a 4-3-3. But again, Montiel has just been wonderful, I think, to watch so far in this game. Chris Warwick has also been tremendous. He's played quite a few nice crosses and has ran very well along the right flank. But Sanders, nonetheless, is the only reason why Cairo isn't down maybe 3-0 at this point, as we were waiting for the second half. United has just been peppering Canders. You had that one offside goal, but I'd be very surprised if North Shore really can't put in at least one into the back of Canders' net. But here is North Shore starting us off. Out to Ball. Ball's going to find Rashford. Rashford, he's going to find another pass. Plays it out towards the wing. He finds Andrews. Andrews, is he going to find Derbatov? No. Haas and Ultimates are there. Here's Naj. And Chris Warwick. And it's out for a throw. What happened there to Warwick? Clapping the fans. I think maybe more apologizing to the fans. It's Ron Flex. Wonder if what was the story of the beanstalk? If he lives on top of the beanstalk. I mean, him and Ultimus, two absolute giants. But here's Sinclair. Sturm places it to Ramos. Ramos has already had a goal. Is he gonna find his way past Mobeck? No, John Gerard. Gonna rock all season in the bag. Out for a corner. Lopta, Chris Warwick to Naj. Naj to Haas. Denshaw. Claire to Ramos. Ramos is going to find his way into his own... Oh, but it's blocked by Mobeck, and then Lopta can't put it away. Derbatov loses the ball. Now it's Tank Destro again, out to Ramos. Ramos is going to put in a cross, but John Gerard heads the ball behind. Here's another corner by Naj. As I was mentioning the story before of the beanstalk, the main character's name is Jack. I just got information from the booth. not been tapped into the childhood stories in a minute. I think those with kids might be a little bit more aware of the story. But O'Sullivan here with a shot. Can't find his way past Canders again. I was gonna say, I think that, I mean, Ultimus is the devil, so he's probably living, in the underworld. But Ron Flex might be up on that beanstalk. They eat people though, so I don't know if I really should be endorsing that story. Nonetheless, Ron Flex and Ultimus, quite the dynamic duo. And then you have Naj with his interesting proportions as well. I say Cairo is the team of interesting proportions. Is the best way to put it. But here's Mithadiero again. John Gerard. Here's Gibraltar. Zevich. What's a ball? His way. He's going to make the run down the flank. He's going to find it. Rashford. He does find Rashford. Derbatov. No, but Rashford's going to take it himself. And he makes it 1-1. North Shore United have now equalized. And it's 2-2 on aggregate. Doing the Irish jig, I think. I've never seen that dance before. Nonetheless, it's 1-1. Actually, I think he was going to pass to Derbatov. Ultimus just can't take the ball off of him, and he finds his way past Canders. Canders has been great all game. I think it's a poor one to concede. But here's O'Sullivan to Gerard. I'm sure wants a second. They don't want to go to extra time. Gibraltar, not the ball. She's going to find it again. I think this has been the game of wingers so far. Wingers and goalkeepers. Here's Kinezevich. To Diero. Plays it to Derbatov. Barely misses. Canders is probably thanking his lucky stars. But here's Canders out for the goal kick. O'Sullivan plays it to Narvaez, even though they're on different teams. Here's to Naj. Naj is going to try to find his way past Warwick. He doesn't really beat him, but out to Ronflex. Narvaez. Warwick picks it up in his own box. Andrews. Rashford, the third. Going to play it. Running down the wing. Rashford. Again, making quite a run. Andrews blocked. Derbatov tries again, blocked. But here's Lopta trying to in the counter. It's out to Sturm. Sturm to Lopta. His moment to beat, and he does. I think it is. It's 2-1 Cairo. Cut this game. Still finds themselves in the lead. And on aggregate, they find themselves in the lead too. A few deflections. Plays it past Gerard, but Lofton with a great turn. And then Mobek just can't get there in time. I can't even blame North Shore's defense. It's just great ball playing. Really no offsides. I thought for a second that it may have been, but no, Lofton just finds himself so wide open. I think that really the offense of Cairo City was just able to pull defenders, and that just found open spaces for Lopta. But here's Rashford the third with the corner, which is then cleared out. But here's Jean Gerard. Chris Warwick wide open on the right. Is he going to take a shot? No, he tries to find the cross. And Mika Rashford ties it again, 2-2. Second goal of the game. He wants to go to extra time. At least he wants to win it all by himself, because Norwich United have not really been helping him. To be fair, that was a great ball by Chris Warwick. I think that Cow's defense was just a little bit too far behind the ball, and Mika Rashford makes no mistake. Here's the ball now. Rashford again. Rashford couldn't get a hatchet, could he? Yes, he could. But here's Kinezevich. Mithadiero. Out to Chris Warwick. Warwick, is he going to find the third? No, he decides not to do anything. Plays it up. But here's Lopta. Lopta trying to form a counter. This is to Sturm. Sturm has Naj. Chris Warwick tries to expect amazingly. But here's Naj again. Naj does not find anyone, unfortunately. Through the air. Miss. Make sure that no one can get past him. I think just the absolute aura of Ronflex and Ultimus is just amazing. Meaning, you have the aura of the devil. I think that during the... Oh, but we're going into extra time. But I was saying, I think that it was Metafiction, the organizational manager of Cairo, that said that, God wasn't helping them out, so they turned to the devil. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 95% sure that he said that. But we have extra time. Can I take another penalty shootout? I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. Subs into extra time. A Stern to Ron Flex. Stern to Sinclair. To Ultimus. Haas on the ball. You have a duel of two different Atletico Madrid prospects. Haas and Commentator. Arvez, Ron Flex. Taking his time. Out to Haas. That action's over. I guess lack of action. You know, Mobek hasn't been amazing. He hasn't been terrible either. Anders has been great, but let in, I think. Oh my god, but here's a mistake. Lopta just can't put it in the back of the net. Arrow could have easily won it there. You beg for those chances as a striker, even as an attacking mid. But that's the end of the first half of extra time. I mean, Lopta has been clinical today. Already having scored one. I'm so surprised he didn't put that in the back of the net. But here's Derbatov to Andrews, to Mitadiero, Knezevich, to Gerard, Mitadiero, Narvaez, to the Lopta on the free kick. It's way over. Poor free kick in my opinion. Oh, I think my heart can do one more penalty shootout. It can do one more penalty shootout. Oh. Out to Rashford. Rashford to Andrews. Andrews is gonna find a cross. The ball. Guerrero, but it's stopped by Ultimus. Devil does not want to be. Just wants to go to penalties at this point. Guerrero to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan's going to try to find a pass. Chris Warwick plays in the cross. Andrews plays it right to Canders. Left. Are we going to go to penalties again? It looks like it. Oh. Here's Cairo, who plays it super long. Somehow Sturm finds Naj. Is there a chance here for Cairo? Sturm. Ramos. But Mobek tips it over. What a save by Mobek. Gaining some confidence before I think this inevitable penalty shootout. Here's Naj on the corner. Maybe I jinxed them again. Berbatov finally heads it out, and we're out to penalties. The keeper wanted... Sorry, not the keeper. The referee was, I'm done. I want to go to penalties. Another penalty shootout. You know, I was saying how much I love penalties, but after that last one, I love them even more. Here's O'Sullivan with the first. No sure. Is he going to pass? Yes, he goes past Canders. Puts it kind of towards the middle, but high and away from Canders. Mobek, after making two wonderful saves before the end, here's the devil. Ultimus. Smashes it into the goal. Here's Derbatov. Derbatov gonna try to be Canders. Derbatov does. Canders dives the right way, but a little bit too slow, and Derbatov with some power behind that shot. Here comes Sturm against Mobek. Sturm to try to push it past Mobek, and he does. Mobek just not getting down quick enough. Then 2-2 on the penalties. Andrews. Andrews has been good for no sure this game. He puts it right past Canders, heading in the wrong way. Here's Sinclair. Sinclair, who hasn't been great this game, but I think deserves some props for their season. And here's Sinclair against Mobek. Smashes it top left. Nico Rashford, who's already had 2 goals this game. And this has to be a bank. What? It's smashes it wide right. Here's Ron Flex, the absolute beast. Is he going to be able to give Cairo the lead? Yes, he does. Mobek is not able to save it. It's 4-3 on penalties. I don't think you guys could tell. You guys can for sure tell. Rashford having already scored 2. I thought it was going to be just an easy penalty for him, but I think it's the commentator's curse. Pinzevic. Sit past Canders. It's 4-4. United still in this. They're going to have all their hopes on Mobek. All their hopes. Mobek, who's not gotten to one penalty so far this series. Like, here's Tank Denstro. Send Cairo through. Is he going to do it? Yes, he does. Mobek's not able to get to it, and Cairo goes through. What was Mobek doing there? I mean, I don't think either goalkeeper in that penalty shootout was amazing. But unfortunately, Rashford, having already gotten 2 goals, maybe he was just a little bit too tired. It clearly looks like he was quite tired and was unable to slot in his penalty. And disappointing for North Shore United going out so early, especially since they're a team to be reckoned with. And I don't think that their performance was particularly bad this game. But here's Seoul versus Inter London. I'm excited. Seoul 7 has been great so far this season. And Inter London, although they've gone off to a slow start, it's still 2-2 on aggregate. Anything can happen this game. Anything can happen this game. And I think that last penalty shootout was a little bit less exciting as the one from Athens Paris. But nonetheless, it was still fun. And I think I can go for one more penalty shootout. I don't know if either of the fans of both teams want to, but nonetheless, it can happen. And Neuer is so far for Inter London, so if you do get to that point, you got to be wondering, is Neuer going to be the man of the match? Here's Whitewood. Brawl, Gronkowski. Kaufman. But no, Arias is there. Yeah, so unless some of the SSL fans are unaware, Adric Blackwood has now been renamed as Goodrick Whitewood after long conversations with Decon, his not demon, but he said that he's said that it's his just a presence that's in the back of the mind. But here's Whitewood. Puts it past Neuer, but it's just wide right. That's what I was saying. It's kind of a not a demon, but just a friendly presence in his mind at all times. I don't know what you'd diagnose that as, but it's something. But here's Gibrahimovic, Soul 7. Ramirez. On Stain. Stain to Whitewood. Out to Lasso. So is he going to have a shot? No. But Panda does. Huron out on the wing. Vidovic. The Bear. Plays along, but Ramirez has no trouble picking that up. Then Huron passes it back to Asprey. Stain. Plays it up. To Whitewood. To Panda. And is he going to put in a cross? This is to Brad Lasso. Back to Panda. Puts in the cross now. Walker heads it over. But no, Neuer actually gets a tip to that. I would Neuer. I just realized there's 2 Pandas in this league. Or I guess in the minors. Are they related? I don't know. I'd have to ask. I'd like to get some reporter on that. Or maybe some historian. Who knows? Oh, but Davidovic is now out with an injury. This is bad for Inter London. London Super Sub is now on. I think it was London Super Sub that scored, I think, in one of the match days for the minor leagues. Call me on that. I think it may have been one of the majors. No, just don't quote me on that. But here's Corrigan. Avivar. Corrigan picks it up off of Gibrahimovic. Out to Kane, but Walker's there. Red Lasso. Gonna take it up the field. Gonna make quite the run. Gonna find a cross. No, but he finds Whitewood instead. Out to Stain. Is Stain gonna have a shot? Have a shot. Yes, he does. But it's just wide. Neuer unable to get to that, but nonetheless, it's wide. Seoul's been dominant. The Seoul 7's been dominant. The whole Seoul team's been dominant. Whitewood on the corner. Dane with an interesting bicycle kick. That for a real kick. Tame stuff, tame stuff. I mean, Seoul has been absolutely dominating, but nonetheless, no goals have gone in. But here's Daehee-ron. Daehee-ron finds Diaby. Super sub trying to take the ball off him, but here's Daehee-ron. He's going to have a shot. No, but Whitewood does. And it's Neuer that parries it away. I didn't know if it was deflected or not. I think it may have been deflected into Neuer's path. But here's Whitewood. Corner again. But it's headed away. It's into that action. Here's Dieter. To Van Eindhoven. Ankowski. Is he going to have a shot? Yes, he does, but Osprey's there. The super sub on the corner. And its way right into the match. In the corner. It finds Bayer. It finds Corrigan, but it finds Osprey. He saves the day. Took his first real chance. Here's Gator. It's a Kaufman. Gator. Cabral. Kane. Oregon. There. Oregon finds the ball again. It's Kane. Back to Bear. Playing a little bit of a triangle there. But now it's out to Cabral. Cabral is going to find Q. Plays it back to Cabral. And then Dieter just plays a horrible pass. Yavi finds it. Wood. What is he going to do here? Then Neuer just saves an absolute rocket from Wood. By Wood for the corner. Kane heads it away. Now Barr and Neuer finds it. I think I said this earlier in the game. Neuer has just been my favorite goalkeeper, I think, of all the minors so far this season. And, you know, he might not deserve a statue like Satoshi. But nonetheless, been Inter London's best player this season. But here's Stain. To Walker. Walker, the only man back. There's Stain. Kowalski. Kowalski finds Daehee-ron. Out to Ibrahimovic. And it's 1-0 Seoul. The Seoul 7 linking up. And it's 1-0 Seoul. It just was wonderful play. Walker out to Primaris. Primaris finds Stain. Stain plays it up to Kowalski. Kowalski plays an outstanding ball out wide to Daehee-ron. And Daehee-ron plays an even better first-time cross to Ibrahimovic. And Ibrahimovic makes no mistake and slots at home. A wonderful goal. And that was big. No, that was I think those lines are drawn incorrectly. Van Eindhoven had his leg so far stuck out. And that's half. The goal right before half to score. Especially since it's been 100% deserved by Seoul. Just overall wonderful. Seoul playing a 5-2-3 and Inter London playing a 4-2-4. I think that it is that lack of midfield presence for Inter London that may be why they can't produce as many chances as Seoul has been able to. Now, you may be wondering, like, hey, they had the exact same number of midfielders. But as you can see with the heat map, the Seoul wingbacks kind of act as wider midfielders, playing up the ball. And it's just been Inter London that haven't really had that midfield strength. But here's some subs. I'm excited for the second half. It's only a one goal lead. Anything can happen. We could find ourselves in extra time again. We can even find ourselves in penalty shootouts for the third time this match day. But here's Brad Lasso. Out to Primaris. Brad Lasso again. Diaby. The Dieter's there. Dieter's going to play it out wide to Kaufman. Kaufman is going to find a cross. He's going to try. Super subs there, but he heads it up and wide. Super sub has not been bad. His match rating hasn't, I think, reflected the amount of chances that he's had. Here's Daehee-ron. Daehee-ron on the corner. A play, and it's right off the line by, I think it was Q. But here's Corrigan, and he's going to just try to get it out, but Then it finds Kane, but no, it's back to Dickie Run. That's a bread lasso. What a change from Seoul. Cabral. Cabral plays a terrible pass out to Panda now. Lasso. Diaby. Lasso. Whitewood, he's all alone. He hits the up right of the crossbar, kind of edging onto the post. But here's Kowalski. Seven's been so dominant. Seoul as a team has been dominant. Here's Panda again. Panda. Gonna find Walker and it's 2-0 Seoul. Seoul's running away with it. Even England may have been a little bit lucky in that first leg because they look so poor right now. Staying out to Blackwood. Then Panda. And a great cross to find Walker. Far post. And just gets it past Neuer. I think Corrigan lost his man. And Walker makes sure to punish Inter London. Here's Bear to Van Eindhoven. Q. London, I mean, it's a 2-goal lead. I'm not going to keep on saying the same exact thing again, but honestly, why not? I think this is going to be my 50th time. 2-0 is probably the worst lead to have. Like, here's Kaufman, and he makes it 2-1. I told you. Did I tell you not? It's the worst lead to have. Inter London is right back in this. I think they heard a little bit of my trash talking, saying that maybe they got a little bit lucky in the first leg. And Kaufman was like, I think we're just kind of goated. But Kaufman puts in quite the strike, and it's 2-1. But here's Seoul again. Out to Kowalski. Osaki, sorry. Mars. Lasso. Walker. Finds Dehiron out wide. Quite alone. Dehiron is going to try to put him across. Yes, he does. And Ibrahimovic with his second of the match makes sure that Inter London is not going to get back in this. London's probably quite upset, having just gotten a goal back. But Walker plays a great ball out wide to Dehiron. I think Corrigan just, again, unable to find his man. But this time it's Cabral that just is not able to mark Ibrahimovic, and Neuer not able to cut out that cross. Unfortunate stuff for all of Inter London. Here's Q. Gator. Panda picks it up. Panda is going to try to find Hiron. Hiron played past Beer. That's a Walker. Walker, but Gator's there. But Hiron puts it right back in it. No. Van Eindhoven is going to find himself with the ball. Is he going to clear it? No, he does not. But Beer has the ball now. That's a Q. But I think Inter London's going to try to slow down the game. And as I just say that, Gronkowski is now out on the wing in Seoul's half. He's going to try to find a cross. Super sub. Has the ball right into Osby. Bear. That's a Bear. Very short. Oregon. In Eindhoven. Super sub. Some terrible. Plays an all right ball to Kane. Kane. Dehiron trying to mark him. Oregon. To Bear. Kane. Ibrahimovic takes the ball off of Kane. And now Panda's wide open. Only has Neuer to beat. And he does. It's 4-1. I think Seoul has put the tie to rest. After a pretty tense first leg, Seoul, even though they're away from home, makes sure that there's no mistake there. Panda just puts it right past Neuer. I mean, I don't think Neuer could have done any better. But both Pandas have been great this second leg. Oregon now on the throw. Inter London is another team that's had a very slow start of the season. I think we have maybe 13 match days left at this point. I believe that's right. It's going to be a tough fight back for Inter London. They're going to have to change a lot of things to be able to maybe make a run for the title, but as of right now, it's not looking too hot for them. But Dehiron, man of the match so far. He's been wonderful, has played in some amazing crosses. And Ibrahimovic, although he's put in he's had amazing positioning. Amazing. And you can kind of see it on the map. Inter London's looked very in the heat map. Inter London's looked disorganized, to say the least. And Seoul with a very compact formation, very high up the pitch. You can see the press. You can see that the 5-back's working. And you can see that the wing-backs are putting in a shift. Kane. That's a super sub. Q. But Osprey's there to parry it wide. I think that's really the thing with the 5-back. If your wing-backs perform, you're going to have a great game. And today, they've done exactly just that. Super sub on the corner. Draw. Hits the crossbar, and it's in. Ripley Dieter. I barely crossed the line at first. I'd say it's a little bit too late to have a comeback, but you never know. You never know. 3 minutes. Anything's possible in football. Anything's possible in football. But Dieter plays it, even with a knock. That was an interesting goal nonetheless, but Dieter's not going to complain too much. And it's all... Oh, it's not all over. Super sub on the corner. I mean, it's pretty much over at this point. So Charlie gonna just play it in. Seoul. Super sub is gonna find the ball again, but Stain, and it's all over. Seoul makes it through. We have 4 winners across the 4 ties, and I think this has been my favorite, I guess, match day to commentate. Second leg series to commentate, whatever you want to call it. But Dae-Ki-ron deservedly wins the man of the match, I think. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. If not, he won it in my books. But Neuer, probably a highlight of Inter London, as well as Dieter. He was also great. But yep, Dae-Ki-ron, man of the match, deserved. Osprey did quite well for himself, even though he conceded 2. But nonetheless, it was great all around. That's it for the match day. Seoul, North Shore, Kwangtep, Athenai. All right, not North Shore. Oh my God, what disrespect. What disrespect. Wait, I forgot the winner already? This is ridiculous. This is so poor from a commentator's perspective. Yeah, it was Cairo. What is going on my perspective? I am so sorry. My bad. Cairo goes through. Same with Athenai. Same with Kwangtep and Seoul. We've had, I think, probably the best match day so far, and it was a pleasure commentating. I'm excited for the rest of the SSL Cup, and we have the round of 16 next, where we see minor leagues against major teams. We might even see, pipelines against each other. We might see Kwangtep against Tenochislan. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. And thank you guys for joining me for this second leg. And have a great rest of your day. This is Max signing off. Bye.